Hey crafty family, it's me! And today I'm going to show you how to make some cool backgrounds. I'm going to be making like fairy backgrounds, but you can use this for anything and make any kind of background. And don't mind my grubby fingers, which seem to always be dirty nowadays. I will show you the two different backgrounds we're going to make. First, we're going to make these, which are gorgeous. Get that one. Each one is prettier than the next. And there's that one, which is a more subtle gradient into the white. I learned how to do both of these backgrounds from a UK YouTuber, and her name is Barbara Gray, and she has a website called Lavinia Stamps, and she sells like all kinds of stuff, stamps and whatnot. But yeah, she's really funny and she has some really good ideas, and I love her channel. So yeah, we're going to learn how to do this one first. And then the second one we're going to learn how to do is these backgrounds, which once they are done, where's my finished? Where's my finished? Are they in here? Oh yeah. So once you do the background, then you can stamp your main stamp in. Everything other than the black stamp, the fairy, is all done with this background technique. So isn't that cool? That's a finished one. Here's one with a doll that I'm going to color in. And then you could cut these down a little bit and make cards with them. And then here's some backgrounds that I haven't put any main stamps on yet, like a fairy stamp I would put on this. I only have the one large fairy stamp, so I'd probably have to use that one on all of them if I want to do fairy, or I can do like something else. But I think she looks awesome. I'm gonna make like a little thing for her to like have holding, because it looks like she's holding something. And then there's that one, and there's this one. Now the only thing is, with this background, you see how you could see some of the lines? If you have a soft rubber brayer, that works best. I only have a medium brayer, but a soft brayer works better. You get less lines in the very background. So that's why you see lines. It's hard to do. On this one I did pretty good. I didn't get too many lines. It's hard to do with the brayer without the soft brayer, because you get some lines. But I'll show you some tips that I can, that I use to get as least lines. Like here, this one's got barely any lines in the very background. So yeah, so I'm going to show you how to do those, because they're really pretty and they're very colorful and just gorgeous. But first I'll show you the other technique, which is a lot of fun, because that one needs a little bit of dry time. So while these are drying, we could do the other one. So what you'll need is glossy cardstock or photo paper, like this. Glossy. You don't have to cut it to size, but it's easier to manage working with a smaller size. You're going to need your dye-based inks like Distress Ink, Adirondack, or Stampin' Up!, which I have all of those here. These are like really old. I got at the Creative Reuse. Well, all of these I got at the Creative Reuse, except for a couple of the Distress Inks, which I had paid for years ago, or bought years ago. Like this one is like the really old Stampin' Up! One, and it's still juicy, but whatever, I don't care if it's secondhand as long as it works. Because you need a water-soluble ink for both of these backgrounds. It's better to use, you have to use a dye-based ink. So, and you'll also need a brayer. Now for this one, a soft brayer would work better than a medium one like I have, but it will work fine with this, obviously, because you saw my things. And what you want to do is pick two contrasting colors. So, like I would pick, yellow and green, or red and blue, or something like that. So I'm going to do red and blue. I'm going to do actually Salty Ocean and Festive Berries. And so I'm going to put down the Salty Ocean first. And what you're going to do is you're going to put some ink on your brayer. And then you're going to just start to brayer it on and keep going with it until you get it. Like I like to use on the first page, like cover, and the more you brayer it, the more like subtle it'll get. And then if you need more, just go in and get some more. And if you work at it, it will start to come, you know, get nice and like a nice blended is the word I'm looking for. Blended. I've got a hair on my desk. I'm going to take a little more just so I can get down here. Because I like to cover with the first color completely cover the piece of card. That's good enough. It'll work just fine. And then I'm going to take a baby wipe and make sure that my brayer is clean, because you'll notice, even though it didn't seem like there was a lot on there, there's still a lot on your brayer. Because dye ink is funny like that. So I just want to make sure it's clean. I'm going to dry it off on my towel real quick. And now I'm going to take some of the red. Now the red, I'm going to start from one corner and kind of go part way down. I'm not going to put it all the way across the whole thing. So I'm just going to start over here and just start rolling it down. Now if you had a soft brayer, you can make a little bit easier time at blending it out. That's why the soft brayer is better. I'll have to look and see if the Creative Reuse has any brayers. Sometimes they do. But it's okay if it's not completely blended. It'll do the job. And once you do that, I'm going to clean off my brayer just so I don't forget. Once you do that, and your baby wipes get pretty too. Now, the fun part, you're going to get a piece of Saran wrap, and I have to use the same one that I had from yesterday because I'm like out of Saran wrap, and this was like the last piece, so I'm using the same piece. And what you're going to do is lay it out and spray it. Some of you have seen the Saran wrap technique, but with paint, I think. I don't remember seeing it with ink, but then again, I could be wrong. And you're going to spray your Saran wrap pretty generously, and then flip it over and bunch it up. You don't want to mess with it too much, but you want to give it get a good bunch up, and then you're going to set it aside and let it dry. It doesn't take as long as you'd think it would. So I'm going to set this aside and let it dry while we move on to the next background. So that's how to do background number 1, or at least the beginning of it. So the next one is fun. Trying to find my jelly plate, because you do need a jelly plate. Preferably a small one. You can use your big one. What I would do is, if you're going to use your big one, take some low tack masking tape and mask off a section to do. It's easier to do it in smaller sections. And I'm actually going to take mine off of this so that it stays put, because otherwise it slides around. Okay, so you do need a jelly plate. I'm sure there's ways to do it without a jelly plate. I'm not sure. But I'm sure there's ways you could do it on a piece of plastic maybe. It won't be as blended or whatever, but it's doable. There's ways to get around things. Let me make sure I have everything ready because I don't want to be fussing around. Now you don't want shiny cardstock for this. Where's my regular cardstock? You want regular, plain, matte cardstock, which mine has a couple marks on it, but that's okay. So you want regular matte cardstock on the ready. your jelly plate. And I'm trying to make sure I remember everything and make sure everything is ready, because you don't want to let it sit too long. You don't have to rush through this exactly, but at the same time, you don't want to be like necessarily dilly-dallying. You're going to need Distress ink or any dye-based ink that you have. Distress, Adirondack, Stampin' Up. And you're going to pick a really light color to put down first. Like I'm going to put yellow. Oh, and you also need somewhere to brayer off your brayer. So I'm just going to pick a page to use for that, like that, and sit it on my lap. So that'll be on my lap along with my little rag. So, actually I'll put my rag over here. Okay, so I've got my book on my lap, and that's important that you have something to brayer off onto, because you're going to need that several times. So you're going to take your ink and you're going to ink up your brayer, and it's not going to look like you have much ink on there, but you're actually going to roll some of this off. So you're going to do like that and roll some of it off. And then you're going to lightly start on the very edges and just come in and start rolling on the ink. Now this is the part where I said you might get lines, but if you put the ink in the middle of your brayer instead of like over to the side, you'll get less lines. But you want to put the first color on and then brayer off onto your book or whatever. Make sure you don't have any left on your thing. And now you're going to pick 2 more colors to like frame the edges. So I'm going to pick this purple. I don't like these stamp cases at all. They drive me nuts. I'm not a big Stampin' Up stamp pad fan, just because these cases kind of get on my nerves. So again, I've got some color. I'm going to brayer it off once, just do 1 brayer off, and now I'm going to kind of go onto the sides and just work it very lightly over the top and one side. See, like you could barely see that there's any ink on here. That's the weird thing. Like you're gonna think you're not really putting any ink down, but you are. I promise you are. Alright, so there's that. Now I'm gonna take off that ink. And now I'm going to use, let's see, where is it? There it is. Picked Raspberry. Again, putting it in the middle of my ink in my brayer, rolling it off once, and now I'm going to do it on this side along the bottom and kind of do the best I can to, and now I'm going to rub off some of it and kind of just go back over it, just to hope to smooth it out and smooth out my background. So there's a background on there. It doesn't look like much, but I promise you there is something going on. So now you're going to get your stamps. And you're going to do your background stamping, which, where's my block? My beautiful block that I got from Janet that I love. So when you stamp though, you're going to push off on your paper, on your drop paper first. So you're not going to stamp directly from the stamp pad. And I'm telling you, it doesn't look like there's anything there, but I promise that there is. And you're going to want to take off a layer by stamping onto your book or your paper. And you can even get 2 stamps out of it. But you definitely don't want to go direct from the ink pad to the thing, because it'll be too much, I promise. You want it to be a subtle background. I mean, if you really don't want a subtle background, you want it really bright, that's fine. But for this purpose, it's supposed to be subtle. And I know it's hard to see. I'm zooming in a little. My battery decided to die. I'm trying to, right in the middle of doing an important part, of course. Of course. Wouldn't be me if it didn't. But anyway, as I was saying, make sure you tap off your your brayer and put, you know, whatever colors you want. Like these ink pads are just hard to get into to me. I have such a hard time with them. I understand that the whole point of it was to make you, like, make it easier, I guess, but it's not easy for me. I think they're cumbersome and annoying. Alright, now I've got, like, you can use like a flower or whatever. I've got these, whatever you call them. I don't know what they're called. Dandelion, that's it. Stamp it off. And I can get a couple of stamps out of one, actually. Stamping it off. Alright, and I gotta leave room. I mean, you could put it overlap it on things. I might put a butterfly. Stamp it off. Alright, now's the magic. Now we're going to take our card and lay it on our jelly plate. And it doesn't look like there's anything on the jelly plate, which is the weird part. And you're going to smooth it out. And then you're going to pick up your print. And you're going to be amazed at how pretty it is. Well, my background got kind of muddy, but you see what I mean? It's pretty. Even though my background is a little muddy. So we'll do another, because my background's muddy. Okay. I guess because I used that purple and that pink over the yellow, I guess it didn't like it. I did a purple and a pink before. No, I did. That's right. What did I use? I don't know, but it didn't like it. Alright, well, we'll do the yellow again because, oh no, you know what? We'll do the light blue, this one. What is this? It's tumbled glass. We'll do this one over the whole background. That was a bad example to show you because it didn't come out as pretty as my other ones, but of course, I'm on camera. Roll it off once. Oh, you know what? I should have cleaned my jelly plate. I forgot. Sorry. Yeah, that got brown on there. Sorry. I didn't clean my jelly plate. I gotta start that over again. I want it to be dry. Here, I'll just do this to tap off any excess water that might be on there. Okay, now let's go in. Tap some off. And you can put a piece of paper behind your jelly plate to be able to see that you've got color on there. Okay, and then I'm going to do, I will try not to make mud this time. Put the color on, take it off, come in on your sides. Stuff needs to get out of my way. Take some off. Alright, and then we'll use that color. Now we'll use this color. Take some off. Take a little more off. Once you get it on the plate, you know, and you notice you've got color on there, which it might be hard to pick up on the camera, but in person you could tell better. You're going to want to keep rolling off so you're not putting too much on. Okay, now we can do our backgrounds. Got everything sticking to me. Now we can do like the purple. These stamp pads just hate me or something. Does anybody else feel this way about stamping it off, about their stamp pads? Because I don't like them. I just find them to be annoying. Let's do some yellow. Stamp it off. And do some fire brick, is this? Yeah. And one more. We'll do peeled paint. I can't tell if I have a color there or not. It's hard to see. It's a little hard to see. And now we've got to put some... I thought I had a tree stamp, and I was hoping I did, but I did not. I'm going to do festive berries for this one. Stamp it off. Yeah, you could stamp it like twice after you stamp it off, believe it or not. I'll do faded jeans. And then I'll do like a little flower scene thing, because I've got this weird thing. And I'll do like, I don't know, whatever this is. Tulips. Do another color. Okay, now we've got it. Now it should be better. That's the wrong paper. There it is. Hopefully it'll look better than the last one. The last one was a little muddy because I probably used the wrong damn colors. I think I used purple with yellow, which didn't work. You got to be careful of that. That's much better. See how it, like, see, now I have lines on there, and those lines are because I do not have the right brayer. If you have a soft rubber brayer, it works better, but look how pretty that still is. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, how pretty is that for, like, a fairy stamp? Where's my plastic? Put the plastic on that really quick. So, like, if I grabbed my fairy stamp, where did it go? Oh, here it is. I've been playing for too long with this. And if I like just placed her over top with some, you can use a color, a solid color, you know, or whatever. Just do it however you normally would stamp. I'm going to use the VersaFine because I love this ink. I have things like falling all over the place on my desk. Crazy. It's probably better if I do this. You could put it in your Misty at this point and get a really, really good ink, which I probably should have done. Because sometimes it doesn't want to ink spots. Like I've got spots that are just not getting enough ink. There we go. And I should have used a pad to stamp on, but I did not. That's okay. And then I can use something to ground her there, you know, a little ink or something. But it looks like she's picking a piece of the dandelion off. Isn't that cute? I love it. My goodness, so awesome. So much fun. You can make 1.5 million backgrounds and then use whatever stamps you got. It doesn't have to be fairies, you know. But you can get that really cool washed out watercolor kind of effect. and make some fun backgrounds, and I just thought that would be cool to show you guys. Okay, so let's set that aside now, and let's see if this is ready to be pulled up. I'm actually going to hit it from underneath with the heat gun a little bit. I wouldn't hit it with the heat gun on top because you'll melt your saran wrap, but from underneath you can hit it for a minute. That's good. It should be dry. So now we'll take this off and see what we got. And I will keep my saran wrap so I can make more, but look at that. Holy moly. That's the prettiest one yet. Isn't that pretty? Can you imagine that with a fairy stamp on it and all the stuff? Like, that's awesome. And I might do that later in a live stream, which I don't know if I'll get this video up before then, but I might play with these in a live stream because I want to make some cards out of these. But yeah, this is really cool. Can you see how cool that looks? That is just so cool. So yeah, you can have all the fun in the world with some simple things that you might already have. Like I said, the only thing that you might not have is a jelly plate, but you can make your own. I have a video, and if I remember, I'll put a link to that in an iCard up in the corner so you can find it. And I'm literally going to clean off my saran wrap. Oh, there goes my thingamajiggity. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you will give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. And if you want notifications of when I go live and of the new videos I put out, please make sure you hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe button. That'll let you set up your notifications, and it's very easy to get an email every time I go live, because I always see people saying that they missed my live show. So yeah, make sure you do that. And also I have a GoFundMe account set up, and there goes my phone ringing, of course. I have a GoFundMe account set up because I'm out of work due to Crohn's disease, so if you're able to donate, that would be awesome. The link will be in the description. And I'm also going to have it, no, I can't, I don't think I can make an iCard with it. Maybe in the end, at the end of the video, you might see a couple blocks come up with my yeah, I can't speak, my GoFundMe, and either that or it'll be in the description below. And if you can't donate, please spread the link around like herpes. I would really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Make sure you do what you love what you do, and be nice to people. Till next time, talk to you guys later. Bye. Mwah.